Welcome back. The North Dakota State Heritage Center is getting a new addition. The State Historical Society and the North Dakota National Guard have signed into an agreement to build a North Dakota military museum. The idea of a museum has been talked about for about 30 years, finally being put into action. While the National Guard is helping fund and collaborate the museum, they want to emphasize the building will include all military branches. The Historical Society says 10% of their collection is military related. The groundbreaking for this new museum is expected to take place in the next 2 years. Hunting is a Midwest family tradition for most, but hunters are being reminded to keep safety in the forefront of their minds. A North Dakota Game and Fish official says that there are 10 commandments for hunting safety, but hunters don't have to memorize them. Safety measures should include utilizing the gun's safety button or unloading the gun while not using it. And always be aware of your surroundings while taking aim.
It doesn't matter how many pheasants, how many ducks, how many geese that you shoot if somebody's injured or if there's a fatality. That's what you're going to remember. So just number one, reminding yourself to take a step back and keep safety as your priority is really maybe one of the biggest hurdles that we have in trying to stress it.
Minnesota and North Dakota both offer hunter education and firearms safety courses. You can find those details on their Game and Fish websites. The SDSU Jackrabbits travel further north this weekend to take on UND's Fighting Hawks. We'll preview next in sports.